It is approaching 2 years since Liberty Media snatched defeat from the jaws of victory by turning its crowning moment of glory in the oasis of Abu Dhabi into its Waterloo. The scandalous decision to rob Lewis Hamilton of his 8th world title at the end of the most watched race in the most watched season is still haunting Liberty Media to date. F1's attempts to double down and ride out the storm are not working. All indices are negative. Viewing figures are plummeting, ratings are falling, social media engagement is dropping, and the only upsurge is in negative comments about F1. The negative comments, which erupted into a tsunami of public outrage, swept through mainstream and social media from the outset and intensified into the following season, with viewing figures plummeting as Pro-Max regulatory chicanery persisted. Matters worsened in the current season as the unsporting beneficiary of the cheating in the closely contested 2021 season evolved into the whinging runaway beneficiary of even more rigging. However, all the key indices indicate that Liberty Media's efforts to prop up its puppet are doomed to fail, despite John Malone's extensive influence over a mainstream media that is disseminating fake news to the contrary. We present those indices here for your attention. Traditionally, a driver's core support base is drawn from his home country, then the teams. Using the last available data for all the countries that hosted F1 in 2021, we can see that Max Verstappen as a Dutch Belgian comes from 2 of the countries with the smallest population, while Sir Lewis comes from one of those with the largest population. We can also see that the Austrian Red Bull team, like their driver, are from one of the smallest nations, while Lewis drives for a German team. So, Lewis has a core support base estimated at 150 million to draw from, compared to Max with 38 million. Of course, a driver's popularity extends beyond his or his team's home country, and here again, Hamilton trounces Verstappen. His home country, Britain, has knighted him Sir Lewis. He has been made an honorary citizen of Brazil. The French media have crowned him an 8th-time world champion. Leading global sports manufacturers and sponsors, including German-headquartered Puma and Petronas of Malaysia, have also crowned him 8th-time world champion. The USA is his home away from home. This contrasts sharply with an ill-natured and insular Max, who has incurred the wrath of the Mongolian government, F1 spectators in Brazil, Italy, Britain, UAE, America, and even Red Bull fans. I mean, it comes to something else when Red Bull fans are booing a Red Bull driver. Liberty Media predicated their success on developing F1's social media potential, previously left untapped by Bernie. This F1 objective aligned seamlessly with Sir Lewis's, as the undisputed king of social media, whose social media profile was bigger than and transcended the sport. Yet somehow, F1 contrived to work against their own best interest by publicly undermining their own champion at a time when the eyes of all the world were on them and preparing to celebrate his record-breaking achievement. In one fell swoop, F1 made itself a target of scorn, rather than a platform for celebration. With this background, social media became the unflinching truthometer to the gaslighting and lies being disseminated through the John Malone-influenced mainstream media. Liberty Media ended up making themselves unwelcome to the society they wanted to cultivate. The simple truth of the matter is that Liberty Media destroyed their integrity, and that of F1, to rob the greatest, most successful, most popular, most humble driver ever in the history of the sport and hitch their wagon to a thoroughly dislikable Max Verstappen, who is universally unpopular and has no redeeming features. He is going down in history as the most hated driver, who is roundly booed at almost every F1 track. How can F1 recover without Liberty Media, the ones who created the mess in the first place, ever taking full accountability? Is F1 slowly being throttled to death because no one is at liberty to tell the emperor that he has no clothes?